warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Asila Tafia with my study ID number is 30, 10, 24, 000, and 25. Let me start by saying thank you for the opportunity to present today. And I'll be talking about how to identify the reporting item in clinical trial article using the Consort 2010 checklist. This is an important tool used to evaluate the quality of randomized controlled trials or RCTs. I hope by the end of session, you'll be more confident in identifying whether a study follows good reporting practices. And then to give you a clear idea of today's structure, my talk is divided into 4 parts. First, a quick explanation of what the Consort checklist. Second, an overview of the checklist structure. 3, a walkthrough of each section using a real research article. 4, and finally a short summary and maybe a Q&A. And then let's begin in part 1. So, the Consort stands for the Consolidated Standards of Reporting Trial. It was created to solve a major problem, unclear and incomplete reporting in clinical trial. In fact, without proper reporting, it's hard to judge if a study is valid. The Consort checklist was introduced to ensure that essential information is always included in published trial. What is the purpose of the checklist Consort? So the purpose is to put the checklist helps author report their trials transparently and then help readers like us evaluate trial quality and bias risk. So what does the checklist look like? Like this. So the Consort 2010 checklist contains 25 items grouped into 6 main sections. First is for title and abstract, second is for introduction, 3 is methods, 4 is result, 5 is discussion, and then 6 is other information. Let's go through this one by one. Let me introduce the article. To make this more practical, I'll be using a real clinical study published in Frontiers in Cellular and Infection Microbiology. And then the title is High Fiber Diet Ameliorates Gut Microbiota, Serum Metabolism and Emotional Mood in Type 2 Diabetes Patient. Let's see how this article matches the Consort checklist. First is title and abstract item first A and first B. Item 1A requires that the title identify the study as a randomized trial. This article say we conducted a randomized clinical study. And then item 1B is for structured summary. And then in this article, the abstract in this paper include background, methods, result, and conclusion so far. And then so far, it's so good. And then we're going to the second part, it's introduction, item 2A and 2B. 2A is call for scientific background and rationale. In this article, the author explained the connection between gut microbiota and type 2 diabetes. Item 2B asks for clear objective. In this article, there is quote, it's to analyze the change in gut microbiota, psychometabolism, and emotional mood. This is clearly stated into the introduction. This is about methods trial design. This is for item 3A. Item 3A is about describing the trial design. The article says the study was a randomized, open-label, parallel group clinical trial that cover randomization, blinding status, and the type of trial. And then methods change after start is for item 3B. Item 3B is about us whether the author made any change to the methods after the trial began. But in this article, there is no item 3B. No such changes are reported. That might mean there weren't any, but ideally it should be stated. Next part is about participants. It's for item 4A and 4B. Item 4A asks for eligibility criteria, and then the article includes this. In this article, there is a quote, patient with plasma HbA1c level were quieted. And then for item 4B, it's want to know where the data were collected. And then the article is have item 4B because there is several institutions in Shanghai are listed. This gives a clear picture of the study population and setting. And then the next part, it's item 5. It's all about describing the intervention in detail. And then this article is well covered. This article, there is quote, the treatment group received whole grains, prebiotic, and traditional Chinese medicinal foods, composed high fiber diet. From this quote, we can understand exactly what each group received. And then for the next part, it's about outcomes. It's for item 6A and 6B. Item 6A looks for clearly defined outcomes. In this article, outcomes included blood glucose, insulin, lipids, inflammation, and mood. In this article, there is quote, the depression and anxiety symptoms were evaluated by HAMA and HAMD questionnaires. But for the item 6B, it's not mentioned in the article, but so this is a reporting gap. Item 6B, it's talk about us any chance to outcome during the trial. Next part is for sample size and randomization. It's for item 2 to 10. First, item 7A. How was the sample size determined? But in the article, there is not sample size determined, so this is not reported. For item 8A, it's for how was the random sequence generated. And then there is item 8A because there is quote, randomly assigned using SAS software. For item 9, it's for allocation concealment, but there is not mentioned it again. For item 10, it's for who enrolled and assigned participants, and then for this article, also not reported. So, these are key methodological items that could have been better explained. Next, it's about blinding. It's for item 11. This was an open label study, so no blinding was done. This is stated clearly in this article. There is quote, open label. However, they don't mention whether the intervention were visually similar or not. This is part of item 11B. And then the next part is statistical methods. For item 12, item 12L is about statistical comparison. And then for this article, there is quote, one way X and OVA features LSD test less than 0.05. And then for item 12P, additional analysis. So item 12P is for additional analysis, but there is not mentioned in this article, no subgroup or adjusted analysis. Next part is about result. It's for item 13 to 19. First, it's about item 13A. Item 13A is about participant flow, but in this article, no diagram, only numbers, like n equals 9 and n equals 8, so are reported. Item 15, it's about baseline data, but in this article, no table provided. For item 17A, it's about outcome data, so in this article, it's described in text and graphs. There is a quote, HbA1c and FDG decrease, insulin increase. And then item 19, it's about harms. But there is, in this article, there is item 19 because no mention of side effect or safety. This means some important Consort items were missing. Next part is about discussion and interpretation. It's item 20 to 22. First, item 20, it's for limitation, but in this article, not discussed clearly about the limitation. Item 21, it's about generalizability, and then for this article, also not addresses generalizability. And then the last is item 22, it's about balanced interpretation. And then in this article, the authors relate their finding to previous research. So for the part discussion and interpretation, overall, the discussion was only partly completely. Next part is about other information. It's for item 23 for 25. First, item 23, it's about trial registration, but in this article not mentioned. And then item 24 about protocol availability. This article it's not provided again. But for item 25, it's for funding. But in this article, there is quote supported by the Collaborative Innovation Fund and the National R&D Program of China. Funding is clearly stated, which is good. So we have completed the entire checklist, and the conclusion is, to wrap up here, the key points. First, the Consort checklist is a valuable tool for assessing trial quality. And then the article they sent follows many items, well, especially the title, intervention, and outcomes. However, it misses others like sample, size, harms, and participant flow diagram. As readers and future researchers, using this checklist help us identify both strengths and gaps in published research. Now, I like to talk about the SPICED elements in the article title, and then the title is High Fiber Diet Ameliorates Gut Microbiota, Serum Metabolism, and Emotional Mood in Type 2 Diabetes Patients. We use the word SPICED to check if our research title includes important information. Its letter in SPICED stands for something. Okay, let's check the title. We use the word SPICED to check the title. S is for study design. It's talking about what kind of study is it, but in this title there is not study design. From the article, we know it is randomized clinical trial, but this is not written in the title. It's P. P is for population. It's talking about who are the participants. And then the title say type 2 diabetes patient. So we know who the study is about. I is for intervention. It's talking about what is being tested or used. And then the title is there is intervention. The quote is high fiber diet. C is for comparison. What is the intervention compared to? But in this title, it doesn't say it. Maybe they use a control group or regular diet, but this is not clear from the title. And E is for effect, talking about what is the result or outcome. And then there is in the title it says the diet is ameliorates or improve gut microbiota, serum metabolism, and emotional mood. And there are the effects. D is for disease or condition, talking about what condition is studied. And then, yes, in this title, it's talking about type 2 diabetes. So, what is the conclusion about the title? In total, the title includes population, intervention, effect, and disease. But the title does not include study design or comparison. That means the title gives us 4 of 6 SPICED elements. It is quite informative but could be improved by adding the study design and comparison group. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I truly appreciate it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.